Welcome back to another episode of A View from the Stands. We're back again when this week we're going to be talking about the best, the worst and all in between of the live football games people here have seen. So if you've got any input on that, you can just get in touch with us and we can shout you out in a later episode. So again, we're joined by all four. We've got the whole five-a-side team here today. So Alex, Harvey, Connor minus his headphones. No headphones. If you've seen that,
no
yeah.
speak.
No speakers, yeah. He's got on his headphones, but no full kit this week as well.
No,
which is,
no,
shame.
Thank God.
we didn't give him the memo, so
I got a bit chilly last week.
you need to get in and remind him each week that full kits are required from now on. And of course, Tom on the far left. So, where are we going to start? So, Man City obviously is a big talking point this week. For those who might not have heard it, well, I imagine you have. Obviously, they got done for UEFA for financial fair play and have now banned for the Champions League for 2 seasons with a €30 million fine.
Blimey.
I believe that's a lot of money.
Surely that's gonna want City players to move away. You'd think.
They're all saying not. aren't
Yeah,
they?
but you can easily say that, can't
exactly.
you?
I don't think it'll end up going through.
No.
I've just got a feeling City are gonna. Well, the whole thing, like
Mm.
some sort of corruption. These gonna go on. Here's a brown envelope. Yeah. wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah.
We have no libel. That is I'm just saying that's not like that's not the views of those that view from the stand.
It's not the views from the stand.
Just
That's
mine.
Tom Hartley's personal view, obviously.
Well, it's
Sorry.
It's a nice thing to happen for City, though. Isn't
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
it? It's
Yeah.
just they're
Lovely.
completely
They don't really like UEFA anyway, to be fair, so...
no.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Build
a
a
weird.
good
I think that's a
relationship,
weird
isn't
thing anyway. They say it because they get low attendance
Yeah.
at the games. Like we're boycotting UEFA.
Mm.
We don't sing the Champions League anthem. Like why?
Tactical.
Well, they ever done, you've never won it. Like
Surely they're going to properly go for it this year, though, aren't they? To win
Well,
the Champions
that's-
League. Like, this is the year to win it if they're going to win it.
what happens if they do win it?
Seems.
Just,
they win it.
probably, yeah, but that'll just like make a mockery of the whole Champions League.
Would it?
No matter if they
What?
had the financial fair
Well,
play or anything, if they
because
won it, it would be a
If
mockery
you,
of the
if you
Champions
can't
League.
have the surely you can't have the Champions League with no winners in it.
It's true. It's very
That's
true.
just-
But they're a good side, so... Like, Real Madrid could win it. Because they're a good side.
Yeah.
At least you know Aguero's going to be at Man City for at least the next 2 or 3 seasons, because he said that famous
Yeah,
quote
he
is,
did,
"I
didn't
won't
he?
leave Man City
Until in the Champions League."
Champions League."
So you don't go out and put quotes out like that.
I know.
You've
That was
really
on a-
been
yeah.
bad for yourself.
That was an out-of-context football,
Thing
wasn't
is,
it?
Yeah.
does this count against Pep and his legacy? If he hasn't won the Champions League with City,
That's
might not be.
Didn't win it with Bayern
Didn't win it
Munich.
with Bayern
he should
Munich.
have.
He had pretty much the best team maybe ever in Barca's. So
We
I
get
think
some fraud comments towards Guardiola. Dominates domestic football. Oh, we've won the treble. What was it? FA Cup. Which they absolutely thumped Watford. Carabao Cup, which they won on penalties, and that league, which
They
Liverpool was obviously class, but they did did well to win that. But obviously, yeah. I mean, going back to the player thing, it's an interesting one that a lot of agents and stuff they're all coming out saying they won't go, but they don't account for the fact that other clubs now are going to be really, and like City might have to sell some of their assets now.
Yeah.
Like
Well, Sterling said he's... Well, what did Sterling and Guardiola say? They're...
They'd stay if they went to League 2 or something, wouldn't it?
Really?
Guardiola.
That would not happen.
it's
Guardiola.
not happening, though, is it?
Raheem Sterling is not playing
Nope.
in League Two.
Well,
I'm
what?
really looking forward to Ben Forrest Green away.
Well, if Southgate, keeps his views the way they are, then Sterling won't play for England, will he? Because he doesn't look past
Yeah,
the Champions League.
true.
Well,
Oh,
it's not
Oh.
He's hit Grealish once.
Great shout.
No, but it's I mean, then you'll have what you have as the likes of Real Madrid and stuff in the summer. They'll be looking at some of City's assets now and going, yeah, right. You might say you're not leaving, but are City going to turn down ridiculous amounts of money for people when they've been
De Bruyne,
fined and
Yeah.
De Bruyne is one I could see staying. To be honest, I don't see who De Bruyne is obviously quality, but I don't see him being someone who would leave. I think Sterling's more likely to leave than De Bruyne personally.
I don't know.
I thought it was the other way around, to be fair. I thought De Bruyne, because he's about 28 now.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be wanting to.
I think
Win
he'll
the
want to win the
Champions
Champions League again.
So he's the best midfielder in the world, so he's going to want to go Barca or
I
whatever.
think they'd both leave, really.
If they went into League 2, they're obviously no one's going to stay, are they?
They won't be able to afford
It's
their
such a-
wages, sure.
Someone had to say it off.
With this League Two thing, is there any actual evidence of that being a prospect, or is it just a joke?
I think it's a Daily Mail.
I think it's just a
like,
joke,
Banter column.
Someone's literally gone they've capitalised on that, haven't they? They've been sat in the office right, how do we get in on this City story? It's wouldn't it be funny if they got put in League Two?
Did you and City go in League 2?
Someone's holding that.
Odds on to put that in the
I
paper.
I don't think it'll end up like a Rangers thing when they got all relegated.
That was an administration
Yeah.
thing, wasn't it? That was like a
But
thing, but
Scott.
I did hear something about them getting dot points, but I don't know whether that's true or
That
not.
means
I
we'll
don't
get
know.
if they get deducted
We
their
could-
titles, we'll be free time.
Yeah, that's not going to
Winners.
happen. You're not getting. They're not going to get deducted titles, are you guys? That's the time they should have won.
Well,
Second place wins.
someone has to. But
Bus tour
If
to
they don't have it, then it
Liverpool.
They can't deduct their history, can they?
They'll have a, Liverpool have a bus going from the city of like 2017, 28
We finally won.
get
on the
like
bus.
Brendan Rodgers and like Gerrard back on
The old
it.
squad.
I did see that on Twitter. They'll be running the adjacent buses at the end of the season. You'll have all of those lot on the one bus. Andy Carroll and who was playing that season? Like Sacco,
Joe Allen,
all of them on
We
the
Joe.
one bus.
John Joe Shelby. Was that
John
right?
Flanagan.
Sterling celebrating it all.
Henderson, Henderson stood in the middle. Like,
Coutinho.
it's an interesting one though, because if we get a title for when Mourinho's in charge, there's no way we're sacking a Premier League winner. We would take a Premier League like by massive. Does that mean Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets sacked, and then Mourinho now gets reinstated because technically he's a Premier League winner at United? So I feel like that's what's got to happen next, really.
I think the only good thing about this is as well is the 5th place team get Champions League. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like Wolves
Have
or
they
Sheffield United.
officially confirmed that though?
Don't know.
Because do you know what I think
That's
the most likely thing is? I think they'll get it reduced to a year, and I think they'll get it delayed for a year as well. I think they'll be able to play Champions League next season, and then I think they might
Maybe.
get banned the season after or something like that, or do the 2 years the season after.
potentially.
Well,
But it's surely they're not the only team that done it. It's PSG, surely. But I did see apparently one their owners are on the board, so the UEFA board. So
that's
They've got the same.
they're not going to get
PSG
done, are they?
and-
So
Aren't they got the same owners? PSG and City.
No, City's a really weird one where they should have been investigated a long time ago. 'Cause Etihad, who are obviously their main sponsors, aren't actually the team who fund them. They're literally funded by the Saudi Arabian government?
I don't know.
Yeah,
what it is.
sure.
Yeah, they're the actual people who fund them. It's not sponsors and stuff. They actually get funded by the government,
Yeah,
which
well,
is a very strange
I
one.
don't
Isn't it?
Sheffield United get funded by Bin Laden.
There was something. No, there was something else to it, wasn't
It's
there?
his mate or something like that. I
His
don't know.
mate.
I tell you what, it's also in a similar vein.
Mate, yeah.
Did you all see about Barcelona and their
Yeah.
like emergency striker
Braithwaite.
signing?
Oh my god. I watched him play
Oh,
for Borough.
yeah.
Horrendous.
I don't even think that's the worst part about it. I think they're
That's
taking
mad.
a striker from a relegation side
And
and
they
they're
can't,
not allowing
they
them to
can't play.
replace him.
Yeah, that's so
Mad.
What?
Braithwaite.
Club power. Club power.
It's just like play a young player.
He
You're
was class for
Barcelona.
FIFA though, bro.
Barcelona B.
was, yeah.
You tell me they don't have a decent striker in Barca B.
Barcelona have potentially the best academy in the world. They're producing. You've got players playing in Barcelona in the top flight of most leagues who's played for their academy. So one of them is going to be able to do a job for a few months
Wasn't
up
that,
top.
wasn't that Fatty from their academy as well?
Yeah,
Was
I don't know what
got a
he's
player
like.
called Fatty, haven't they?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
16, isn't
Or
he?
did you think I meant you're not Fatty?
Oh.
Oh.
You're not fighter.
I wasn't about you. I promise I wasn't about you.
Yeah, so I think that's a bit of a.
I'm gonna go yes.
See you later.
He's gone. Yeah, but that's a strange one, really, isn't it? And it's to show that I mean, UEFA and stuff are bad, but La Liga.
I was reading
almost worse.
the old football Twitter, and this Magic Messi whatever said it's actually a role in the league that you can apparently something like that.
Alright.
Like
Oh, well, as long as he said it.
yeah, exactly, that's what I mean. So
Must be spot on.
I'll take
yeah.
it to the bag. Yeah.
Football Twitter is definitely accurate for like little legal things and stuff. Everyone became like a legal expert last week when City had got done. Like, oh, my mate's dad's friend's a lawyer on the case and says they're going down to League Two, so enjoy Salford City away. Like, I mean, yeah. Obviously, we're gonna have to also touch a tiny bit on VAR. We don't like talking about it all the time, but obviously it's been another talking point this week.
It has. Who wants to start on that? Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Whoa! Go on then. Let's get him started.
It's not football anymore. It's not
You must
football
feel
anymore.
for the refs because it's not like they're really experienced and they're just all the decisions are not being even made by them, pretty much. You know, it's made by a computer.
It's just ridiculous.
Sick of it.
Sickening.
I've fallen out of love with the game.
Physically sick. To be honest, yeah. Rapidly falling out of
Fair,
love.
I felt physically sick after Sunday's game.
What happened?
I was in a foul mood for the next 48 hours. I was.
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
Oh.
Oh, he was. That's what it was.
What?
The Villa game. Wonder why he didn't speak to us.
No.
Was it just the last minute goal, or did you think you like genuinely like deserve to win that?
Oh, first half performance, one of the best we've played this season. We were brilliant in the first half, and to go in, in that score felt so harsh. Like it was a penalty on VAR, fair play. That's where it works. Because during the game, not even the Spurs players thought that was a penalty. VAR's had a look. It was a foul. I can live with that. That's all right. But we just to play that well against Spurs and then just to let it slip because of a mistake in the 90th minute was sickening to fair. And then to find out Son had a broken arm for the old game as well.
And he was the replacement for Mings as well, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Do you know who you kind of remind me of? I've been looking at you for a while.
Don't. If you're gonna say it,
Dean Smith.
that's not what I was expecting.
I can see it in the hair. He's got the
He's
hair.
got a bit of Dean Smith. If you are watching this on YouTube now,
You're not ginger.
we're going to get side by side on YouTube now of Tom next
I
to
can
Dean
sort of
Smith.
see it.
You can let us know if you think this is an
I
actual.
was
Who
just
are you
looking
gonna
at you
say,
for like
Tom?
30 seconds thinking,
What are you going to say?
oh, who do you think I was going to say, Tom?
Don't worry about
Who
that.
do you think I was going to say?
No one.
Certain animated character, maybe.
AJ over there, not Anthony Joshua.
of
We'll
course,
let them figure
yeah.
that out themselves.
Jordan, any ideas?
AJ? Oh, AJ Tracy?
No. Is it Adam? Adam
Johnson,
That's the
that's
one.
ridiculous. I look nothing like him. Look absolutely nothing like him.
Hey,
Come on. How can you... We've gone from Dean Smith to Adam Johnson.
yeah.
This is... Finish it there. Podcast done. What's the main topic today?
If you want, we can get. If enough people listen, if we get to a certain amount of listeners, Harvey will wear a full Sunderland 2016 strip.
With Johnson on the back, we've not been in jail.
Johnson on the back.
I've already got a bit of gilet, so I can come in that if you want.
That's Tim Sherwood, isn't it? Timmy.
Dean Smith and Adam Johnson on your favourite football podcast.
We've gone from VAR to that.
Right,
yeah.
we'll move on to
We're
person of the
fun.
week because I've just thought of a special shout out I want to give someone this week. Who would have thought Neil Warnock's a landlord?
That was great.
Unbelievable.
I know.
That was quality.
You've seen the picture of him. That was him. And he's in the house. Someone says, Neil walks around my house. I showed you yesterday, didn't
They're
we?
basically just
Don't
he's
think so.
he
He's
was
a
standing
landlord.
in someone's
Yeah, he was
someone's
just
living
Neil
room
Warnock
and it said Neil Warnock's mum.
like front room.
And
He's
he has
like,
Patagonia.
oh, by the way, this is actually genuinely true.
Yeah.
Neil Warnock is genuinely
He
my
is
landlord.
a landlord. He has a Patagonia
Mad,
coat on
isn't
with glasses like tied up around him.
You wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him, would you?
It'd
Pay
be
your
funny.
rent late or something.
If you get him round, yeah, my dishwasher's broken again, I'll be around 10. So,
Mm.
get your Cardiff jacket on.
Fix it,
Fix
sir.
it.
Oh god.
That is funny though, isn't it? Imagine that.
It begs the question that we need a second part of this documentary. Definitely.
Oh, yeah,
a lot's
we do.
happened since then.
Neil's
I
life
need
now.
to see what it's an Alan Partridge pitch, like landlording with
right.
Neil Warnock.
It's when someone doesn't pay the rent on time and he comes and goes, honestly, walking out, I can't look at you.
Yeah, that's what I was
Sick of
thinking.
the sight,
Go
yeah.
around yourself a bath. Don't use too much hot water, but you make me feel physically sick.
He's well, I mean, we got mentioned last week, didn't we? We were on about weird football managers, but
We haven't mentioned Roberto yet. Oh, we have now.
Roberto's getting a mention every week.
Oh, the
One
West
day,
Ham keeper.
That
yeah.
Burnley game. That Burnley game.
God.
Imagine if Roberto was your
Makes me
landlord.
sick.
I've got dark rings around my eyes, I don't sleep thinking of that goal.
I feel like we need to get a Roberto poster to put in the
Just
background.
chuck it up here, I reckon.
Yeah.
Signed, hopefully.
Should we just do that? Leave it.
That'd be
You know
funny,
the
though.
frame picture there. We'll just replace it with the frame picture of Roberto. Leave it there and see how long it takes.
Of
for
when
people
he's
to
punching.
notice.
Comments on YouTube, is that Roberto?
Is that Roberto?
It's in that Burnley game, he's trying to punch it away, but it's his own there.
That's a great keeper.
It actually wasn't even that funny at the time, but it just gets funnier.
We say it every week somehow.
He's turned into a cult hero now. hasn't
Roberto's 5 minutes.
Turn into a what?
he? A cult hero.
And we're actually going to work on
I thought you said
Roberto's
Corn
segment.
Hero or
What did you think?
Oh, God.
He's going to get his own segment in this show soon. Roberto's corner.
Roberto's funny 5 minutes.
And and each week we would dedicate it to a keeper who's had his funny
Funny
Roberto
5 minutes.
Oh,
Thinking of new ideas all the time.
Any requests for a keeper who's had a funny 5 minutes like Roberto has?
Yeah, let us
Bring
know
him in.
if you've seen a keeper have a Roberto at the weekend.
Yeah, it's called a Roberto.
A Roberto.
now. It's called a Roberto.
I mean, we're looking for them. We're looking for misplaced punches.
All of the
I mean,
sorts.
technically, who was this? The Southampton keeper technically had one a bit at the weekend.
That was Danny
He scored.
Ings. That was
Danny
Danny
Ings,
Ings.
Oh yeah, he, no,
He just
yeah,
let
to
it
be
go,
fair.
didn't he?
It's definitely Danny Ings.
We won't blame McCarthy for that one.
No.
But that was
We'll
bad.
blame Storm, whatever it is.
Dennis.
Dennis, yeah.
Dennis.
Well, hopefully when we get to R, they name it Storm Roberto now. I feel like it's even honourable.
We should do a whole podcast on the Storm.
The whole
Yeah, that's
podcast with
ridiculous.
Roberto, I mean. I think he deserves his own special.
Storm Roberto.
Expect flaming arms and butterfingers. Storm Roberto.
Legends.
So,
Player of the week, anyone?
And yeah, anyone else got some real
Or
people
person
who
of the week?
deserve a shout out
I'm
this
gonna
week?
go for Haaland. You know,
I think you say Harvey then.
fellow Leeds,
It's not yeah, not that good.
fellow
this
Leeds
season.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's just class, isn't
Tell
he?
us the front three fact. Dortmund.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Well, the front three's from Watford,
Yeah.
Leeds, and Sunderland
Yeah.
for
For
Borussia
Dortmund
Dortmund.
last night against PSG.
Yeah, which
All from England.
great
English
English
talent.
Only one is actually English.
Sancho, Haaland, and
What's his name?
I don't know.
American.
I can't say
I don't know.
who
His
it
dad
is.
plays
It's really it's a really complicated name. I can't pronounce his name.
I don't know.
But whoever you are, you're a baller, mate.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
play. You
yeah.
played for Dortmund in the front three.
Wasn't there another one like Haaland scored more goals than Ronaldo and Messi or something, like quicker or something like that? I'm sure I saw
Probably. He
that.
scored
No,
goal
I
after
mean,
goal
I
against
mean,
Dortmund.
I don't know though, but I
Like a
know a
ratio.
lot of players have outscored at the same age. I always see stats
Yeah.
about people 21, 20. A lot of players have massively
Yeah.
outscored Ronaldo and Messi.
Mm.
So
And he ran like 60 metre, 100 metres in
He's
like
0.3 seconds off the world
6 seconds or
record.
something, yeah.
Mad.
I mean, it's-
do you know what's most annoying about that? Is Sancho didn't put him through on goal then.
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah.
actually
He
busted
took it
out.
himself.
Yeah.
Why are you shot? If you're on
Pass the ball.
You always do that. Sancho definitely wore like Mercurials up to
Yeah.
Sunday League, didn't he?
He was
Never passing it.
High
Yeah,
socks.
yeah, never
You can see
passing
it
it.
already.
Go
See
to
it
get
already.
to the change rooms early so we can snatch the number 7 out of the kit bag. He was never letting that go. That was one of those moments as well. Strikers made a great run, just slipping through.
I didn't see you, mate. I didn't see you.
It was all
Yeah.
Santiago Nunez at the
I
first
tried.
goal.
I tried.
Running.
Anyone else?
Player of the week.
Yeah.
Very easy, innit?
Sammy Amiobi.
Matty Cash. Cashster.
not Catty Mash.
Catty Mash. 90th minute against West Brom. When I thought we were down and out, West Brom were singing, we're taking the piss, but West Bromwich Albion were taking the piss. Up steps Matty Cash, first shot on target in the game.
What
Top
a
bins.
strike.
Absolute delusional.
Yeah.
Delusional.
Delirium.
Delirium.
What's going on?
Delusional.
I was delusional.
Oh, yeah.
Before the game, I was thinking,
Oh,
we're going to win this now. But unbelievable scenes, and thank you, Matty Cash, for a great
attacking
Same.
performance.
great few minutes when that went in. Absolute bedlam.
And then it hit off Barley on the line, didn't it?
Oh, Jesus, yeah. I thought
Got away with that one.
Up
It was
at
like
the
red and away all over again. I thought, oh, no,
Mm.
but worse. But no, good point, very good point. The promotion.
Promotion continues.
Yeah, it's still on. It's still on.
It's tight though now, isn't it?
Really
It's about
tight.
8,
We had some
9
good
teams.
results as well Saturday because Fulham lost 3-0 to Barnsley.
I
At
dang
home,
my bet
Barcelona.
as well. I thought I was my banker.
Brentford drew with Birmingham. There was a few others. Preston lost to Millwall.
Bristol lost.
Bristol lost to Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big games. Very spicy in that league.
So, anyone go to any football this week? Oh, you two. Are going
Oh,
to Southampton
are we
this
now?
weekend.
Little
Wow.
view from the stands.
Day out.
Venture.
Yeah. Yeah. Bloody hell, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're off to St
Some
Mary's.
sandwiches.
No.
No? Basket
Got the
tea?
flares, yeah.
Basket tea?
Jeans. No, mate. Yeah, we're off to St Mary's for Southampton Villa in the away end. Should be good. I haven't seen
You're
Villa.
missing a Forest game to go watch.
I am. I'm missing
away at
QPR at
Southampton.
home.
Hey, come on, he's watching a proper
Southampton,
team,
you've
proper
also
club.
watched away at home.
I've watched.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I have watched Southampton away. This
Smelling a bit
season.
of plastic here.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not saying anything. No judgment here,
I
but
think I might accidentally lose your ticket outside the
I'm
ground.
just, I'm just a football fan, alright,
Just
guys.
football.
I just
That's
love
like
football.
football.
I just want to play football.
Yeah.
But no, it's it should be good to be fair. I'm looking forward to it. Away day is always good.
you're going
like,
to cheer when
team.
Villa, if Villa score, you're going to cheer.
I'll probably boo.
Everyone
Grealish
celebrate.
scored.
Madison.
It should be. It
It's a
should be
very
good.
big if, to be fair. Like,
Should be
if
good.
Villa score.
Saints aren't great at home.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Lost to
That's
Burnley.
3-2.
didn't Burnley, didn't
I think
they?
Villa will win that.
Should be good.
Yeah, it'll be a good game actually, to be fair. Very big game for both of them.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, keeping in the theme of live games, that's where our main
Oh.
talking point comes today. You know, these segues, they
Links.
get better each week, I'm telling you.
Lovely transition.
Just
that.
seamlessly into it. So, we're going to be talking about the live games that people have been to. So, also, if you want to get involved in this, just keep contacting us, let us know. But first, we're going to start off with the best game you've seen live.
Oh.
Does anyone have one that really sticks out to them? Like,
Yeah,
that was
straight away.
amazing.
Yeah, I think there's one for me, really.
Is it the same as what I'm thinking?
I think it is, mate.
Oh.
We were there. Well,
Go on.
we were both at the game. We went together. We left
We're
together.
together.
We didn't sit together.
No.
It was Last season.
Last season. 28th of November, because your birthday's on the 29th.
Oh,
You remembered?
Nice.
I remember days like these.
Wow.
It was Aston Villa 5, Nottingham Forest 5.
5.
Oh.
10 goal thriller.
So what made that the best game that you see? Obviously, apart from the obvious,
Just the 10 goals.
just the 10 goals and
There was one great tackle in the game, just made it.
yeah. I don't really remember much else about it. There was a really good tackle.
Just the 10 goals for me last night.
I don't know. I think it's very rare that
Yeah.
there'll be a game in the top few leagues that is 5-5.
It's how it went as
let alone
well.
being at the game as well. So
It had everything. It had a red card, it had obviously goals, it had off the line clearances, it had penalties, it had 2 disallowed goals.
4 goals by a player, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tammy
scored
scored
4 goals from a player, 4 assists from a player.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lolly
Lolly was involved in every goal.
Lolly scored a screamer against his
Boyhood club.
Yeah,
You can't write that sort of game.
yeah.
We were 2-0 up as well, and then Abraham got it back at 2-2. Then it was 3-2 for us, Cash.
Yeah.
3-4. 3 to us, Lolly.
Yeah.
4-4. Red card to us. 5-4 to Villa. 5-5 to Scrabble.
Yeah,
It
against
was
his old club.
absolutely mental,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I remember.
Who was happy with the result then?
I was bloody happy with the result.
I think Forest were probably more happy with that.
When you got that disallowed goal in the 94th minute or something like that,
yeah,
I thought yeah,
26.
fair enough.
That was
There's
Tammy
the goal
Woodwell,
to
wasn't
kill
it?
us.
Was it Tammy?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there's the goal to finish us off. That we haven't won today. We've got nothing from it. Brilliant.
yeah.
Disallowed. Oh, it was like celebrating a goal.
And we said before the game, we said to Harv, like, we'll meet here after the match. So left the ground, gone to meet him. Both looked at each other like that, didn't we?
Unbelievable.
What have we just witnessed?
One
An hour and a
time.
half of just
Walked home in the rain.
goals.
Then went out for Alex's birthday.
We did, yeah.
Absolutely.
Some 24 hours that.
Where'd you go out, Snobs?
Yeah.
of course.
Was it?
Good
Do you
one.
remember the night out?
He
or-
definitely doesn't.
I don't know.
Because he
Heavy
was
night.
absolutely Tommy Tankard.
Yeah.
We don't condone heavy
Tommy
drinking here,
Tankard.
especially not in Snobs.
It was a good
I don't
night.
remember that one. What was it?
You probably left us, mate.
So when I left and tried to get,
No, yeah.
Mine was
I went.
elsewhere.
I
I
went
tried
to
to
them
climb
'cause-
on the Ferris wheel. And
Yeah,
stuff.
you tried to on the ice skate rink and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. Yeah.
No.
Crazy night for us, you know. Just
Just, we're
lads
just
living the best
lunatics,
life.
aren't we? Yeah. God.
Guilty. Guilty.
Anyway, so that's,
That was our game.
Maybe that's me now. We're done in
You know,
one
we'll
segment
sit
now.
quiet now.
I'll, Barcelona versus Roma Champions League 5 years ago. 5-1 Barca. They absolutely took them apart. It was the Neymar, Messi, Suárez. They were the best team I've ever watched play, and it was Messi. I think Messi scored the goal of the year in that game. I think.
Yeah, of course he did.
You know, but yeah, that was class.
Yeah. What was the atmosphere like at Barcelona Champions League? It's a bit strange. There's a lot of tourists and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it just seems like when someone scores in the Premier League, it's like everyone's cheering and blah blah blah. But when Messi scores, it's like everyone's just literally, it's like he's the Messiah. They're all going, literally people going like that, revering and stuff.
He ain't even that good, that guy.
Yeah, he's average.
He's alright.
Inconsistent.
He's
Yeah.
inconsistent, yeah.
No, that's a class game.
Yeah.
Neymar's best player, absolutely
Really?
first
Better
step
than Messi?
in that game. Yeah,
Blimey.
first step absolutely rapid. Yeah, and I
First
think
step.
it's Lucas Digne was playing for Roma.
Didn't know he played for Roma.
So he played for Barcelona before, he's played for Roma.
Oh,
Couldn't get anywhere near him. But, yeah.
He's good now, I like him, you know.
Good player.
Yeah, he's a
I
good
like
player,
love
yeah.
him, yeah. I
Yeah.
take
Great,
him, I think
great
he's
set
quality.
piece. Though. Great set.
Not even just set piece, I think he's so solid
Delivery.
defensively as well. I think he gets a lot because of his delivery, but I think he's great defensively. Which is strange because when Everton signed him, it's one of those they've signed him because of who he's played for, the experience he had in Europe
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, he's quality. Go on then, Connor. Best game you've seen?
Probably. I think it was last season. Probably Wolves 4, Leicester 3. I think that was a pretty good game.
I remember watching that one.
Yeah, it's the I think Jota hat trick as well. It's last minute winner. I remember watching a video when I was a kid, and he was live streaming it, and
Oh yeah.
and when they went 2-2,
He was vlogging it,
no,
wasn't
3-3 from Wes Morgan. He was like, oh yeah, we're getting a draw, and he was like, and then
So,
yeah,
you scored.
yeah, and then obviously he was watching Neves dink the ball down, and Jota 4-3, and his face just
Unreal.
dropped. It was
Love those kind of vlogs.
Yeah.
where they're just getting the camera out, yeah, we're going to do it. Then they said, and then like 2 minutes later they're filming the away end, like going mental. And you're like, we've done it again, we've lost it again. This football club.
You've got to have like a certain amount to do. I'm not got a massive problem with the vlogging stuff, but like to then go and put that out on YouTube, like, you've made a bit of a tick.
You're ready to take. You're ready to take abuse.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Fair play to him.
I know. Knowing what had happened as well, he still thought, it'd be a good idea to put it on.
There's a guy that's that one City fan, and you've probably seen him on vlogs and stuff before. He's on quite a lot now. He's well deluded and everything, but like he does that vlogging stuff, and he's really like overconfident when they're winning and stuff. Like there's the one when obviously we went from 2-0 behind to being 3-2.
Game for them to win the title.
And he was loving it. He's like, I was just playing him off the park and everything. This is beautiful. And then he's got the tears in his eyes at the end. He's going, refs! It's like the refs have done us again here and everything. Yeah, it's a bit of a. But that's a topic we've covered before and one for another day. But you're very brave to do that, especially in the emotion of those type of games.
What do you reckon about your game?
I haven't really thought too much about it, to be honest. No, I've seen a lot. I reckon I've seen a lot more worse games and stuff. I seem to go to games when it's like really dross. Like the first time I went to go watch United, we lost 1-0 to West Brom. City were in the league. Can you imagine that being your first United game?
I'd be crying.
No, you're buzzing.
I'd stop supporting them, thinking, you know what, this isn't for me.
Was that Morgan Amalfitano when he scored at Old Trafford?
No, there's only a few seasons.
Jay
That was the one with
Jay
the
Rodriguez.
He went on and dinked it over, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jay Rodriguez, Chris Moore.
No, that was.
Yeah.
Darren Moore, sorry.
Yeah.
Wasn't the one you were thinking of?
More recent then?
Yeah, it was.
Yours was the 5-5, wasn't it? So Alex one.
I don't know. No. That was at Orphans.
That was Lukaku and that.
Got 5-5 on the mind, yeah. Go on then. Vice versa. So obviously that was the worst game I've seen. I can't even think of the top of the head the best game I've seen. Worst games. I bet there's been just loads of 0-0s and stuff.
On Boxing Day, my dad got us tickets to see Liverpool Wolves, and they were bottom of the league, and that season got relegated. Roy Hodgson in charge, lost 1-0 at home.
Brilliant.
So that's just
bit of view, is it?
Literally, we had about 15 shots, probably about none on target. That's terrible. Like,
Was that Stephen Ward? Was that one?
can't remember.
know.
Blocked out my memory. That was
think
weird. That was the worst game I've ever seen.
In terms of worst games, I just don't like going Reading. Anytime I go Reading, it's one of the worst games. Like even if we win, I think brilliant.
This season,
got to go home now.
That's good.
But Reading's always bad. But I've seen like a 0-0 with Stoke City, and 0-0s with Stoke City are never pretty. With Forest.
On that topic, did Stoke? Who did they play a few weeks ago? Stoke played someone, or maybe over the Christmas period, where there was no shots on target the whole game. There was not a shot on target in the whole
Stoke
game.
City football
Probably
club,
Forest.
I remember reading the article about it.
We played them last season. That was when we did that 0-0. Peter Crouch played. Then he scored a header. I was happy with that. I was thinking, get in. Oh no, wrong club.
Yeah, I mean, the ones I probably stick in like my mind. I don't know if other people is like if you ever go to pre-season games, they can be because they're so laboured as well.
I don't mind them.
They're quite relaxing though. You're not in the.
No.
Just worried what's going on.
It's nice seeing new players.
Yeah. You know,
sometimes they can be
good
like,
goal. Even if your team's good goal, bloody hell,
Yeah.
finished.
Bloody hell.
We're in trouble this season. Oh well. Beer.
Anyone? Please.
It's just in the fact that because when they're not competitive, I've watched quite a lot of pre-season games where it's like they're playing passing drills.
Yeah.
They'll just like knock it about their own half
At that
for
point,
like ages.
At that point, you just want to get all the season, and just get
And
into
then
it.
they'll go bring like some like player who obviously never played for the club again on,
Yeah.
and it'll be like that, and they'll just keep knocking the ball about, and you're just like, it's alright if it's good weather, you just sit nice in the sun and everything. It's alright.
Have a sleep.
Yeah, some bad one of those. What about?
I think probably. Well, I've had.
What about when Forest beat you 2-0?
Been a
That
few
was
over
pretty
the years, but probably say when we lost to Birmingham. I think 2-0. I think, and there's David Davis.
Oh, watch that.
And
So good
he,
they named him
he
twice.
literally, honestly, the atmosphere in the ground was the atmosphere was
David.
toxic. It was horrible. It was. And then there was like in the South Bank the chairs were getting chucked at him and deliberately like
Chairs?
torn.
Seems a bit harsh.
Yeah, some of them ripped the chairs out and chucking at him.
Fully brought
He was literally taunting us all game as well.
Good
That
man.
was.
That's
I was so
I think
angry.
I remember that game actually.
Yeah.
Was it like a Friday night or something like that?
Yeah, Friday night. Yeah,
I remember
it
that
was.
game,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was peeing down in rain as well or something.
Yeah,
So it was just-
Peeing down.
General,
Missing that.
all in all, it was absolutely
Self-censored himself.
terrible
there, didn't
game.
he? I love that.
Peeing down.
I was so angry.
He
Man.
knows he has to edit the videos now, so he don't want to be swearing. Beep.
I've seen some pretty poor games. I think the year Villa got relegated, to be fair, in the Prem, obviously I've seen some absolute dross that season with that team.
They were awful.
Watching
last
Julian
year.
Lescott turn, it's like the turning circle of the moon. Trying to turn on the halfway line and run back against, like, I don't know, Aguero and all these players. So I don't know, I'm not going to go for one of them games. I think one that stands out, went to Bolton in, I think it was early January. Just the snow was unbelievable, horrible weather conditions. He was in the away end, like just full of snow. Everyone just stood there,
Freezing a bit.
dithering,
Yeah.
like, and ended up losing 1-0. And you just think that was just when you're get back in the car,
Wasted
driving
trip,
home,
isn't it?
you're
Yeah.
soaked, you're absolutely freezing, and you think we've just lost 1-0 to Bolton, like in the Championship.
It's just not for you. Football's not for you.
Yeah, you just think, why did I bother today? Like that was what was that?
So like in the bad, like when we said like the worst games, were people more thinking of just games that they really like didn't enjoy? Because I thought it'd be more like, I mean, I suppose the boring 0-0s are just harder to think of, aren't they?
Yeah, because you
When
don't
they're the
remember, do
worst
you?
games.
That was the Stoke game. I just remember it being really boring.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought I went with that game.
And
But
then
it's not
like,
really shots.
the crowd then just drop off as well,
Yeah,
don't
it's
they?
just
So
like-
everyone's
it's
just
like-
sat on their
it's
phones
almost like a
and
cup
stuff.
game.
Yeah,
It's like flat, boring, no atmosphere. You're like, oh, gotta go home yet.
yeah. I mean, it's
The
almost a
Wolves
chore
game
to watch.
just made me, I won't say hate, but dislike Roy Hodgson with a bit of passion. Like,
You do get those games, don't you, which you just lose any like
Yeah.
support for your
yeah.
manager.
You should look at the players like, what are you? Like,
But
What
at the
are you
same
doing?
time, there's sometimes where you think your manager has not told you to lose the ball like that.
yeah.
So at
yeah.
the same time, I do think like that was not Roy Hodgson saying you get the ball there and you take 5 hours on the ball to then lose it.
Well, it's just when you look at Gerrard and then you look at everyone else around,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, come on, leave. You're too good.
So on a
Like,
tangent with that, do you like all like away from the live games I said, do you always remember like a manager in your time at your club, where you know when it gets to an end of a manager's reign and the football's proper bad? Do you ever like who do you remember being the most dire? Like for me, like at United, I think of Van Gaal, who actually didn't do that bad at United, but the games were awful.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
He's got one.
many.
He's got one.
So many.
Go on then.
Go on then.
Dean Saunders,
Oh.
Darla Solbakken,
Never heard of it.
Walter Zenga.
Oh, his name is
Yes.
Walter Zenga.
He still supports us, you know.
That's nice.
Like, he does. No, he
Yeah,
like
he does after how bad
he
he
lives
was.
in like Spain or something. He always puts like hashtag Wolves baby on his photos, or like you don't support us anymore. So
Oh, he does.
well,
Yeah.
clearly he does. But I mean,
He loves a hashtag. That's what it is.
I know.
Gets the extra
I
likes.
don't know what
in
he's
it.
doing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely remember a manager. don't you?
Awful.
Yeah, there's been some bad. I
Oh.
remember Philip Montagnier when we nearly got relegated that season. In one of his last games, it ended up with Lehigh running the team, just doing what he wanted. He started playing some different position. He took a penalty. He missed it. All sorts. We lost 1-0 to Wigan at their place in the FA Cup.
Can't have that.
And it just went downhill from there.
Can't have that in your team.
Him or Martin O'Neill. Martin O'Neill was dire. We were like 3-0
Yeah, we
down,
heard about that every single day.
3-0 down to Sheffield, and he brings another CDM on. We already had 2 on the
Bring
pitch.
Carvalho on, bring Carvalho.
Honestly, there's been some bad managers.
It's okay. It's alright.
But we're on to bigger and better things now.
I think for me, Renegade, it was the most
was weird, wasn't it?
inspiring
Yeah.
appointment. It's like you're thinking, we've got Tim Sherwood, okay, it hasn't worked out, we're poor, we need a change. You know, let's do like what Watford did, bring in your Pearsons, just get a
Sam
bounce,
Allardyce.
get a bounce at the
Yeah.
end of the season. You know, try to build with someone else in the summer. It's not what you want for your club, but I thought, you know, we need it. Get Remy Gard in. Just nothing changed. When a manager comes in, you wouldn't even know you've got a new manager. The team didn't change at all. The only thing he did was just keep Grealish out the side.
Was it like
Brilliant.
five games or something? How long did he stay?
He wasn't there long.
Ah.
It was more than that. It was probably like 10, 12 games, something like that. I'll have to look, but you just think, and then he left before the end of the season as well. He left with about 3-4 games to play. So
Tim Sherwood, wasn't it?
Eric Black.
Oh no, Tim Sherwood was the season before, was it?
What's that?
When Sherwood was in charge.
No, it was the same season because Sherwood got sacked.
Yeah, you went for
Remy
it.
Gard.
And then we got Remy Gard.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah,
Sherwood
yeah,
was the season before when I'm thinking of the Saints Villa game when he lost like 5-0 and Manny got his hat trick, and you got to the FA Cup final. Was
Yeah,
that
that was
season
season before.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
That was Lambert, wasn't it?
No, that was Sherwood in the end, wasn't it? Sherwood took over as caretaker for that season.
Yeah.
And Manny got that fastest hat trick ever in the
Yeah,
Prem.
yeah. Wow, that was just Remy Gard. You just look back and think, what was that all about? What was that all about?
On to better things then. Who's the best player that you think you've seen live?
Ooh.
Neymar.
Name.
Absolutely. Best player. Yeah. Easy.
Ooh. I've seen
Mine's,
Suárez.
Wait, so what are we thinking? Are we thinking the best performance by a player you've seen live, or the actual best player talented wise?
Oh.
So obviously yours would be Messi, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? But like best talented wise.
Okay.
Like no. Should we go actually make it more interesting than the best performance
You've actually seen
that you've actually seen, like someone
changed the game.
performance, like,
Absolutely had it.
Yeah, Neymar, yeah.
João Carvalho against Middlesbrough, mate.
Right.
The best football I've actually ever seen. He ran the game, got like an unreal assist as well, like nutmegged 2 players and squared it across to a Lolly. He hit the post, hit the bar, put a ball in for Kareem Antifarali, missed. But he's actually unreal. Like Borough players were well off it, but at the time they had like John Mikel playing CDM.
Good defence though, didn't they?
Pulis was just falling apart at that point.
Yeah.
Unreal though.
I don't know. Saw Ronaldo for United, Suarez for Liverpool. But in terms of like a performance where you've been like, you know, that player's basically won the game, or like he's just been unreal today. I think it's hard either Grealish or Delph at Wembley against Liverpool in the semi-final. Because to be fair, I think that's what won us that game on midfield. We had
And that we had Balotelli up front.
I thought watching Grealish at Wembley run rings around Gerrard that day was...
He did, yeah.
Yeah, it was just what a performance that was. Delph as well, to be fair, there's both of them quality. We're obviously going to be biased towards our club and our players with this, aren't we? But
Who was it that shot from like 50
Lovren.
yards in the 90th minute?
Oh my days. I
greatest thing ever.
forgot about that.
The greatest thing ever.
so many Liverpool fans just left
Yeah.
after that
The
shot.
amount of the words that I said through my TV on that. Bloody hell.
The audacity to shoot now as a centre back when you're losing 1-0 in the semi final.
2-1.
Oh, what did I say 1-0?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 1-0.
2-1.
Still.
Any other shouts of really good performance? What, who's left? Connell?
I can't really think anything off the top of my head.
Must have some unreal ones in the Championship. Neves
Yeah.
must have some standout performances.
I can't think of stand up performance.
Balotelli.
I remember his goals.
Andy
Like,
Vyman?
Eubanks of Blake. The Banks of
Ebanks
I
well.
remember-
Kobe.
I remember Neves' goal against Derby.
Oh,
but
that was
what a
class.
strike.
I mean,
Was that the best goal you've ever seen?
yeah, probably. Yeah.
So we'll move on to that then. If you can't think, we'll go to the best
Yeah.
goal
Great
that someone's
transition.
seen.
Wow.
Probably going to be that. Probably
They
going to
just,
be
they,
Neves.
they, you know, they just
Probably.
roll in,
It
don't
does,
they?
yeah.
Fun. We just keep going with this now.
Neves.
Just when it's one of them when he actually messed up the touch as well, but as soon as he's hit it, it's
It stayed here.
yeah, and every look around and everybody's like hands on their heads, don't know what to do, and then it's not as good as mine, but yeah, that was
Was that not the best goal you'd ever seen, Connell? Like your own? When that hit the back of the net, when you'd had that effort from nearly halfway, like,
On Mother's Day.
yeah, that was pretty special.
Pretty special, yeah.
that was also the best game and the best player he's seen. Went back and looked at himself in the mirror and was like, "You're a
Actually,
mustard."
yes.
I didn't want to say it, but
I've got a couple.
Oh, go on now.
First one,
Top 5.
Bradley Johnson versus Arsenal. Absolutely just blasted it.
Thunder.
Top corner.
That for Leeds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in. Well, he's in league. No, they're in the Championship. But and then Messi's one against Roma. Like they're just knocking it about so easily. But it's got to be Bales against Liverpool in the Champions League.
I bet.
I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
We saw Marcelo's cross and I was like, oh, that's a crap cross.
Pure class, isn't it?
Overhead, and then all Real, because I'm sitting Real Madrid fans, they go absolutely mental on that.
Yeah.
Great game, yeah, okay. So yeah, that was the best one.
I think probably the best goal I've seen isn't a Forest goal. It's Southampton Arsenal, Cuco Martina.
Oh, that was
That's
a
a
banger.
banger.
What a finish that was.
Is that one goal of the
Outside,
season?
I don't know.
I was outside the boot, curling.
He killed
I've
it.
just realised
Oh,
I've said
what
before
a
I've never been to a
goal
Boxing Day game, but I have because that was on Boxing Day.
What a
When it
goal
was
that was.
Saints 4, Arsenal 0.
Yeah.
Unbelievable
Yeah, yeah.
strike.
He didn't win goal of the season.
Outside the boot.
Should have got them off,
It just absolutely swerved
Quality
on
that
bins.
was,
Talking
Unreal.
Talking of swerve then, best goal I've ever seen. John McGinn against Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
my
was
God.
You've seen some goals last season though. Grealish had one as well.
Yeah,
volley.
really said that
Yeah.
against Derby that
Yeah.
was.
yeah.
That McGinn goal though.
Yeah.
That's the way that one angle when it just
To be
drops.
fair,
The technique
It's
as
the-
well on
it's
that.
technique, yeah.
How high up it was.
To be fair
Side
though,
foot.
when Alan Hutton, well, he retired today, funnily. Alan
Yeah.
Hutton strung up his boots today. And
Seamless links
probably
again.
the thing he'll be remembered for his career was the goal I'm going to talk about, that one against Blues.
Yeah.
To pick it up from there, against you know, in the derby, beat like 4 or 5 players and put it in the bottom corner of your left foot in front of the whole end. That, I celebrated that more than probably any goal I've ever celebrated in my life.
What's his name? Scottish Cafe, was it?
Scottish Cafe. But no, that McGinn one was for technique.
Special.
Like, wow, that's probably that's the best goal I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
I think we just flip side. Did you have one?
Yeah, I said
Cuco
Cuco
Martina.
Martina.
Oh right,
Said
okay,
Cuco
yeah,
Martina.
yeah. We'll just flip side it then with the worst performances and stuff you've ever seen. Now I'd only just thought about this. I forgot that a few years ago I went to go watch West Brom Watford in the Premier League and Berahino missed 2 penalties.
Oh.
That's only just came in my
Stay
head.
there.
This is the seamless thing. So yeah, he'd I don't even remember what else he did that day, but I know he was really confident stepping up to take the second one.
Yeah.
It wasn't a nice place to be in that ground after he missed that second
Fair play
penalty.
for trying to step up for the second one though.
Yeah.
Like players do that, but depends if it
Yeah.
works or not. It's like Asamoah Gyan, do you remember that? 2010 World Cup.
Yeah.
When he stood up for the second one and scored it in the shootout when he missed it in 90 minutes.
Skied the bloody first one, I think. So.
I'll never get over that. I don't like talking about that. I'll never get over that. Robbed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What was that?
Yeah.
African teams being in the semi-finals of the World Cup.
Yeah.
They were
Robbed by
quality,
that
Yeah.
bloke as well. Oh, horrible.
Yeah.
Hate it. Oh, go on then. Bad performances.
Carriers.
Carriers has got
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I've never been so angry at like a player. Thing is, you're like 10,
Disappointed.
you're like 11, 12 pints deep,
I'm just
and then you're just watching him cock up the final for you. That what we have been in since 2007.
Sad.
Like he might have had a concussion, he might not. You know, who knows? But
Like,
like,
doesn't blame for that. Doesn't count for that haircut though, does it? Jesus.
Concussion,
That's all I ever
concussion
think.
and
Whenever,
for a long
I
time.
think about Carrick just to give his hair. It's horrendous.
This is the thing, it proves the point that short sleeve goalkeepers, they don't have it going on.
Check.
Check all long sleeve.
Check what shot.
Arsenal.
yeah,
Arsenal
exactly. He was,
short sleeve.
Oh yeah, and
Rush
how good
at
was he at Arsenal?
he was
Brilliant.
Didn't Pepe
Was it?
Reina do short sleeves sometimes?
Yeah,
He
so
does
he used to
for-
wear
he does for Villa,
long
though.
Yeah,
sleeves.
he did for Villa the other day.
Yeah, he used to wear.
I'm not about the short sleeve goalkeepers though. Get your long sleeves on so you can.
The only
save
worst thing a
Make the pads
goalkeeper
down,
can do
yeah, like,
is tracky bottoms. That's the only worst thing they can do apart from short sleeve.
Karali was class.
I was going to say, yeah,
Is it like the Hungarian?
tracksuit bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't get muddy.
That's not matey boy played for
What?
Fulham once.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I
just
don't,
sit
you don't get muddy. Well, not on the
Yeah.
pictures now. but-
Just don't get muddy.
Well,
No, short sleeve goalkeepers, it's a no from me. You've got to wear long sleeve. I mean, you're not going to want to dive that much. I think that's Carriers' problem.
Yeah.
He's too worried about getting
Get his knees,
carpet
his
burn and
elbows.
stuff.
I backed him up. I thought the Bale goal, the second one, I was like, oh, he swerved
He
in the
must have
air.
swapped
He
the leg
literally
shot.
went
No,
straight
straight
through
his
it,
hand.
Yeah.
and he just quaver riffs.
Some of my worst players, I've got a list here. Number 1, Vallejo. When I watched him for Wolves against Saints this season,
he's gone back.
he was
mate.
everywhere. He jogs like an idiot. Why is he
As there wasn't
how
one
he is a
thing I liked
footballer
about him.
is
Not
beyond me.
one.
How he's
There
a
wasn't
footballer. He
one
don't
thing
kick
I
the ball
liked about
properly. He
him.
don't run properly.
He didn't do anything.
Dreadful. And also Lucas Shaw was awful for. That's one for Sheffield Wednesday. He plays for Reading now.
Yeah.
But when I saw him for Sheffield Wednesday, every time he got the ball, he'd just trip over it, lose it, fall over again, do the same thing
Did
again.
he get dragged?
Yeah, he got subbed off about 63rd, 64th minute, I think.
I bet it was one of those when everyone started cheering as well.
Yeah,
when he got
and
subbed
he
off.
was gone, and that was that. And also there was Dimitri from Napoli. We had him on loan at Forest. Dreadful striker. Scored one goal. I think it was against Newcastle, but dreadful striker.
It just made me think of someone, actually. Oh, it always sticks out in my mind. Cameron Jerome when he was at Norwich, at Villa Park. Just one of the performances when you look at someone, you think, Not one thing he's done on that pitch United today has been
And I love seeing
anywhere near
that sort of thing. You think,
let alone Premier League. Every single touch it would like. That one's bounced off his knee.
Yeah.
Next time it comes out, massive heavy touch, like ball in the box, header, like miles over the bar. He's tripping over his own feet. He's falling over. He's got booked. Like one of them games where you look at something. When he gets back in that change room, he's going to sit there with his head in hands and go,
his teammates
going to
hate
absolute
him.
stinker today.
Players I usually always pick up on the fullbacks. I feel like with a winger as well, you could like, especially if they're playing as Forest, you know how to control the winger. So Lolly, for example, will want to cut in, and I think if you're getting beaten by Lolly every time, he's doing the same thing every time, you're having a really bad game. Like I think you could keep Lolly quiet from what he's doing quite easily if you know how he plays. As hard as it's probably making it sound much easier than it is, but it's obvious that he wants to cut in and like I've seen so many times like that Luton fullback I saw the other day, dreadful. Like he let him cut him every time, cut in every time. You know what you're gonna have to do to try and stop him, but he's let him cut in, and that Luton keeper as well, Sluga.
I think for the most part, centre mids are always the worst, like because it's so hard to play centre mid, isn't it? So that I've seen a few centre mids who just look absolutely lost.
I think the same wingers as well. I think wingers you have a really good game when you just can't beat your man.
The centre mids I think is when they try to push it too hard, like when they're having a bad game but then they're still trying to make long passes. I think if you're a centre mid, surely if you hit a few bad passes, your first few ones, then keep it simple. You ain't got it today. Just keep it simple. You won't make yourself look a twat. But when they're trying to make these really 90-yard passes, like Beckham-esque, what's he doing?
It's like Andre Gomez for Everton at Villa this season. I don't know. He's a good player to be fair to him. He's got it and he's been picked out match today a few times this season for good performances. But he had one of them days from his first kick of the ball. Straight, ballooned out for a throw in, and then next pass, he's tried the same again and just didn't. I think he got dragged off at might have even been half time. Just got dragged off. One of them performances he's just not at the races today.
No.
I think you just know it when you played like Sunday League. You know when your first pass is terrible. You're it's gonna be one of those.
The first pass sets the tone usually.
Yeah.
It's like, I've done that wrong. You've done something wrong straight away. You think, well, you don't want to challenge. You're like,
It's hard to pick up then, isn't it? When your first few passes go away. Then everything you do, you panic on the ball then and stuff. So, I mean, I feel like we'll follow this up because I feel there's quite a funny discussion about players. Good, mainly just players who you look at and think, how are you where you are?
Yeah.
I was just thinking the other night, that Chelsea game, Batshuayi. Batshuayi has played for so many clubs.
Yeah. He seems to do well.
He's awful.
He seems to do well at Dortmund, Valencia.
He's a good striker, but
he's not good. He's not a good striker.
He's not for the English game. I don't know.
I like Matt Connell.
Rubbish.
Not for English.
He's
game.
rubbish.
Rubbish.
He's awful.
I think he's got good movement, but he's a rubbish finisher. Like he usually finds the spaces, places. His main job to score goals isn't there. I don't know why.
He looks good in the Belgium side when he's playing, he literally has to stand in the 6-yard box. But then Lukaku, who is actually a decent striker, but he looks like prime Ronaldo at Belgium for international level because De Bruyne puts it on the 6-yard box. I'm not having Batshuayi as a player.
I'd 100% have Giroud.
Any level of the game. I'm not having him. He's so bad.
I'd have Giroud ahead of him, 100%. But
I'd have anyone ahead of him. A guy who had one shot on target in the time he was on for 5 minutes. I mean, he put it at the keeper, but there's more to come from him. He's got it about him.
Big things to be continued.
So thank you for listening this week. We'll wrap it up now. If you've got any suggestions for topics, as always, and we'll keep it locked on the socials. We've got different things coming now, and maybe a new format for the podcast. So please make sure you check that out. And thanks for that. Thanks, lads.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers for listening.